Hello, this is Daryl at 10-Foot Truck, Good Attitude Services. I'm here cleaning up the truck after doing a move. The move went really great, and the customer was really cool, and he passed the card on to the manager there. So I probably will be getting some callbacks, and he's going to call me back for some more work. And then also he said he'd be doing a review for me on the Google, which is great. So hopefully I'll get some referrals and a good review, because that helps with the Google site. So I'm happy with that. But yesterday I had driven all the way from, I had packed a cargo van with a bunch of stuff, and drove from the Seattle area all the way to Spokane, which is it took me about 6 hours. So I was pretty beat after loading the whole cargo van and driving here and then unloading, and then had to get up in the morning. But I was able to do the move. I'm glad I was able to come back and do that move, because I think it's going to turn into some more work. Last week I spent a week over in the Seattle area. I was helping my folks out with landscaping, doing some cleaning the gutters and dump runs and all that stuff. So it was a busy week, and now I'm back here ready to do some more work. Kind of sore from loading yesterday, mostly like from loading the car. I wasn't used to loading a cargo van. I like the cargo van. I'm very impressed. In fact, on the way back, because of the way it drove and how easy it is to drive, especially long distance. I'm used to driving a 10-foot, which has a box on it, and usually when there's wind, it turns into a sail. It moves around a lot, especially when you're going through the valley. I mean, through the desert area, going to the west side. There's a lot of wind, and the last time I drove it over there to the west side, I drove my 10-foot box truck. Even though it's a small box, the wind still picked it up and moved it around. Where the van was a little bit, it moved around, the van moved around, but it was still more solid than this. And I felt comfortable in that van. It was, of course, it's a newer van, so, but I got to thinking maybe that'd be something to look into. But yes, loading them here, because it's not as tall as this one here. See how much taller this is? I could stand in here. You have to crouch down, so I do have a little bit of sore back from that. But I think once you get used to it, if you're loading those type of vans all the time, it's probably no big deal. But I was just used to always standing up, so. But I'm still thinking, about possibly getting that van for doing maybe some cargo runs. There are available long distance cargo runs, like running pallets of materials and stuff to the eastern side or to the central side of the state. I've seen a few of those, and I'm kind of leery about taking this truck because of the miles on it, how old it is, and so maybe I'll invest in a van to have that. Plus, those vans pretty good for hauling junk. I did a junk removal, and it worked pretty good for that type of work too. So who knows? Think about it. I'm gonna look into it. I'm gonna wait and see when the prices come down on those, when you get them used. So if I can get a used one, that's something just to think about for later on. Because I thought about a pickup truck, and I've had pickup trucks, but I'm like, well, that's possible, but then I'd be towing a trailer. And then I thought about a trailer and a dump trailer and all this other stuff, or a dump truck. But maybe I'll get a van. I don't know, because those vans can tow too. But I mean, I just like the idea of it, because I don't just do junk removal. I also do deliveries, and I also do, I'll do freight deliveries, and I've done pallet freight deliveries with this. But like when I had that pallet, I did a pallet run. It was a pallet, but from the warehouse, I did a long distance run on that. I did it in the truck, but I bet you it would have been much easier to do it in the van. Better gas mileage. It drives better on the road, and more of a comfortable ride. So if I were to get those, which I think I'm going to do those all the time, because I like those, sometimes those long distance runs. I like to drive sometimes. And so I like that availability. Plus I could use the van for other things. if I can get an all-wheel drive van, that'd be awesome, because here in the wintertime it gets pretty snowy. But I don't know. I know there's all-wheel drive vans somewhat like that, but they're probably really expensive. But even so, a van would run probably, even if it wasn't all-wheel drive, probably run better than this box truck in the snow. So if I had to run it, but that's something to think about. Did a lot of driving, and so yeah, back here now I gotta get focused back in the groove here and start doing more ads and getting some more work with the truck again, as usual. So once I get this all cleaned out and organized and get that cargo van out, emptied out, I'm gonna start doing that. I think that's about it. I can't think of anything else at the moment. That's just an update on what I was doing. I did read somewhere, I don't know if anybody knows this out here. I mean, I'm doing YouTube. I don't have a lot of subscribers, so I'm not in the on YouTube. So I'm not trying to get a bunch of subscribers, although it's nice. But I'm not like I'm not aggressively trying to get a ton of subscribers, because my videos are just personally, more for me. It's more of a documentation, and then meeting other people that are doing the similar work. It's just nice to meet other people. I've met quite a few cool people. Hyla State out there in California, it's in Sonoma. Shout out to you. He's got really cool videos. And there's a Junk Squad, and I think they're in St. Louis. And then there's Kraken. I'll have to look at that one. Kraken Junk Removal, I think. I don't know where he's at. Tennessee? But I'm starting to meet these people just by doing these videos. They kind of pop in and out. I go look at their videos, they look at mine, and they're supportive. So that's kind of cool. I like that. So it turned into something that I didn't think it would be. I thought that I would just be talking into a camera and nobody's going to watch it. And it's just kind of documenting, kind of so I could go look back and look at how I'm progressing. But since those guys are, it's like more of a community, I enjoy that fact that we can network and learn from people. There was another guy that came on there. I can't remember the name of their company, but they were suggesting certain things, I think, about the van, about how to operate and rent U-Hauls, because he was saying it's good sometimes to rent U-Hauls to do removals, and I think I agree with that. I mean, because one thing I liked about renting, one thing that was great about renting the van, I learned about, I'd never driven the newer cargo vans, and I was enjoying that fact, but also the fact that learning how the process works, because U-Haul now allows you to just use the phone app, and it's much easier to rent these vehicles. And also it gives my 10-foot a break, especially if I'm doing long runs. And like I said, you can always add the costs in for the customer. And sometimes what if the truck breaks down and it's in the shop? Well, I don't have to stop working. I can just go rent a U-Haul. So that's a good option. So it's good to have that option and to learn that process. So it's much easier. The U-Haul now, the last time I rented a U-Haul, I had to sign paperwork, and it was similar process where you're looking for damages and things and make sure you're documenting that. But there was actual paperwork. Now it's just all in the phone app. It's all just taking pictures on the phone and then uploading onto the app, uploading your license on the app, giving your bank card. It's pretty much all done on the app. I think that I haven't done it yet, but I think you can actually just order the U-Haul and they'll give you a location. I haven't done that, and you just pick it up and you can drop it off kind of without having to do the whole U-Haul, going into the U-Haul center. I think that's a possibility. I don't know if it's available here, but my brother said out in Seattle you can pick them up off the, they have them parked in different areas, kind of like a rent, like some of those car rentals, they do that, where they'll just have them in different locations and you find it on the app. So maybe that's what U-Haul is doing. That's in some areas. So yeah, I think it's a good option. I think it's something to have in case, or maybe you don't need such a big vehicle. Maybe you can rent a trailer or whatever. It's good to have. So yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to kind of chat about that. Oh yeah, YouTube. I saw somewhere, and I don't know if anybody knows about this, but I think they're changing the requirements for monetizing. It's not like I'm going to monetize. I mean, I don't have enough subscribers, but if anyone who does, like some of you guys have more subscribers, that you have a lot of them. I thought it said it was like 500. Maybe I'm wrong. That they dropped it from 1,000 to 500. So any of those guys, any of the YouTubers out there that have 500 subscribers, you might want to look into that. I don't know where I saw that. It was somewhere on YouTube. But I thought that was interesting. That's just a side note. Anyway, hope you guys all have a great week. Today is Thursday, so we're heading into the weekend. It's nice weather. It's kind of cool. It's not as hot as it was last week. I think I'm going to take tomorrow off because I'm going to be working on getting that van back to U-Haul, and then take a break for a while, organize all this stuff. I got a bunch of stuff I got to organize. Maybe look into getting a storage shed, and then put a bunch of ads for the weekend and start back up on the weekend for some removals or moving or whatever. Like today was a moving job. Maybe the next will be removal, or maybe delivery, whatever it is. I do have some customers that were supposed to book this month sometime. I haven't heard back from them, so I'm waiting on that to see what happens. Either way, we'll get some work. Good Attitude Services, 10 Foot Trucks, signing out. Have a great night.